There's a moment, after the world has split in two, when everything seems to stop. The scream has left your chest, the tears have fallen uncontrollably, and now there's only a heavy silence, like the air after a storm. It's in that space, in that unexpected stillness, where something new begins. It might not feel that way right now. Perhaps all you notice is the void, the absence that hurts like a broken bone. But even in the deepest wounds, life keeps pulsing. It whispers in small wah, in the rhythm of your breath, in the weight of your feet on the ground, in the way light streams through the window and casts shadows where you didn't see them before. In the Zen tradition, there's a simple yet profound principle. Everything changes. Everything transforms. Even pain. It's like a river that at first seems frozen, immobile. But if you watch patiently, you'll notice a slow, steady current beneath the surface. It's not about denying what you feel or rushing to get over it. It's about learning to be present in that change, to let yourself be part of it without resisting. Imagine holding a handful of sand in your hands. If you squeeze tightly, it slips through your fingers. But if you open your palms gently, the sand rests there, intact. That's what pain is like. When we accept it without fighting or judging it, it finds its own place within us. It doesn't disappear, but it stops being a sharp stone and becomes something we can carry more lightly. Right now, in this moment, you don't need to do anything more than notice your own presence. If the silence scares you, remember it's not emptiness, but space. Space to breathe, to rebuild at your own pace. Space to discover that even in loss, there's a kind of peace that blooms from within, like a flower growing through cracks in concrete. You're not alone. And this silence, so strange for now, can become your refuge over time. There's a truth that hurts and, at the same time, sets us free. We're all made of the same fragility. That person you see smiling on the bus, the elderly man walking slowly through the park, even those who seem to live a perfect life behind a screen, they've all had cracks in their soul. They've all felt at some point the ground vanish beneath their feet. When pain strikes, we often feel isolated, as if no one could understand the depth of what we're going through. But sadness, though intimate, isn't a solitary territory. It's a universal language that, in its rawness, reminds us of something essential. We're human. And being human means stumbling, falling, and when we least expect it, finding the hands of others to help us rise. In Japan, there's an ancient practice called kintsugi, where broken ceramics are repaired with gold, making the cracks visible instead of hiding them. The piece doesn't just become functional again. It's considered more beautiful for having been broken. That's what we're like. Losses break us, but they also transform us. And in that transformation, there's a beauty that only emerges when we dare to stop hiding our wounds. Think of a tree after a storm. Its branches may be bent, its leaves scattered, but its roots remain deep and silent. We have roots too. Sometimes they're the memories that hold us. Sometimes the love we were given that lives on even when the person is gone. Other times, it's simply the certainty that, though we can't see it now, life has a mysterious way of reconnecting what seems broken. Don't rush. Don't force the healing. Let yourself be like that tree, wounded but alive. And when you feel you can't go on, remember that fragility isn't weakness. It's what allows us to see ourselves in others, what teaches us to be kinder to ourselves and the world. Pain can be a cruel teacher, but it can also open our eyes to a compassion we didn't know before, a compassion that starts with you. There's a question that resurfaces in the midst of pain. How do I move forward without betraying what I've lost? It's as if, by letting go of suffering, we fear we're forgetting. But love doesn't work that way. Love isn't measured by the intensity of pain, but by the depth of the mark it left on us. In nature, nothing clings. Leaves fall in autumn without resisting, trusting that their fall isn't the end, but part of a cycle. The tree doesn't forget them. It lets them go because it knows that by releasing them, new branches can grow. We, on the other hand, often hold on to suffering as if it's the last way to stay close to what's no longer here. But letting go isn't forgetting. Letting go is giving what we love a different place in our heart. It's moving from carrying it like a stone in our hands to carrying it like a seed in our chest. It hurts less, but it stays alive. Try this in a moment of stillness. Close your eyes and place a hand over your heart. Don't try to push the pain away or hold on to it. Just breathe and notice how it moves within you, like waves coming and going on the shore. Some are gentle, others shake you, but they all pass. None stay forever. This is the principle of impermanence. Everything that's born changes. Everything that hurts transforms. There's a Zen story about a monk weeping for his master's death. A disciple said to him, "But he taught that life and death are illusions." The monk replied, "Yes, and the pain of his departure is too. But today, it hurts. Allow yourself that today it hurts. Don't deny it, but don't make it your only home. Because even in the darkest nights, there's a part of you that's already whole, at peace. Like the moon that, though we don't always see it, is still there. There's a kind of peace that's nothing like what we imagined. It's not the absence of pain or a place where wounds vanish like magic. It's more like the dawn after a sleepless night. It doesn't erase the darkness, but it fills it with new colors. When we go through profound losses, part of us believes joy will forever belong to others. But life has a curious way of opening paths where we saw only walls. Sometimes it's a laugh that slips out unbidden in the midst of tears. Other times, it's simply noticing that, for a few minutes, we've stopped counting the days since that painful moment. These are small, almost timid signs that something in us keeps growing, even when we thought everything had stopped. In Zen practice, there's a powerful concept. Clarity and confusion aren't enemies, but two sides of the same coin. Just as we couldn't recognize light without knowing darkness, our capacity for peace deepens precisely because we've felt the tear. It's not about finding answers, but about learning to inhabit the questions with kind curiosity. Imagine a garden after a fire. The earth seems dead, covered in ashes. But beneath that surface, roots are already working silently, sprouts preparing to break through when their time comes. That's what we're like. What seems like an end is often the start of something we can't yet name. Don't demand to see that sprout yet. Don't force hope. But when you feel the sun on your skin or an old melody brings a sweet memory, let yourself linger there, even if just for a moment. That's the peace we're talking about. Not a goal, but a pulse. Not something we build, but something we recognize when we stop fighting what we are. Loss changes us forever. but it doesn't define us. At the core of it all, beyond the scream and the silence, there's something in you that never breaks. The capacity to love, to reinvent yourself, to find meaning even in what hurts. That doesn't disappear. That's you, essentially. And this, dear fellow traveler, isn't the end. It's simply the moment when you return to yourself with all your cracks and all your light. If these humble words have helped you in any way, we invite you to subscribe to Pure Zen Life and share your experience in the comments. Your thoughts matter deeply to us. Join our community for more reflections and practices to guide you through life's journey with mindfulness and compassion. Until next time, remember, you're not alone. Namaste.